Out of the night that covers me, black as the pit from pole to pole, I thank whatever gods may be for my unconquerable soul. In the fell clutch of circumstance, I have not winced nor cried aloud. Under the bludgeonings of chance, my head is bloody, but unbowed. Beyond this place of wrath and tears looms but the horror of the shade, and yet the menace of the years finds and shall find me unafraid. It matters not how strait the gate, how charged with punishments the scroll. I am the master of my fate. I am the captain of my soul. That is Invictus by William Ernest Henley. He was a poet who died way back in 1902. It's a very famous poem. This video is dedicated to a YouTube user who goes by the channel name of Al Womp, also calls himself the Spiritual Atheist. Linking to his channel below. I watched one of Al's videos and talked about his struggle with being an atheist in the face of being in his 70s with some aggressive cancer. Really provoked me to think about things that I've been kind of pushing out of my head lately. Before I became an atheist, I was something of a Christian agnostic, and before then, something just of a rebellious Christian. But spirituality always fascinated me. I loved parts of Eastern culture, meditation, visualization. Perhaps what led to part of my deconversion was that some of these prayers weren't being answered, but also that I lacked the conviction and discipline to carry myself where there was no God to carry me. But some of the greatest treasures, the inner wealth that I have inside me, came from that religion. Repentance, confession, forgiveness of others. But what struck a chord in me was Al talking about his conviction, that he was comfortable with what was going to happen to him. The only question, what would be his legacy, what would live on? Even at the tender age of 25, I wonder about my own death sometimes. We are all faced with the abyss of non-existence. Somehow that's even scarier than hell for some people. Non-existence. But part of what really solidified my transformation into an atheist was that I need not blame my problems on unanswered prayers, and I need not yield my triumph and my legacy to a capricious God. And when I honestly looked inside and said, what must I really fear about ceasing to exist? I've had a life of ups, some pretty serious downs. Some of them still keep me up at night. But when I die, there will be no hell to fear, no heaven to ponder. Everything inside that I regret, past traumas that stick right to my undercarriage, ride with me through this path of life. I won't feel that pain anymore. And when I really examine that, I realize I wouldn't have traded my life for anything. I look at the chances of what might have been. It's times like these I feel a little guilty about trying to take the air out of some Christian sails and call their God immoral. To tell them their values aren't objective. There's nothing about them that's purely transcendent. There is something special about us human beings. And there was something special about all the ones who came before. And there'll be special people long after I'm dust in the ground. But even as I reflect upon my regrets, I find that it really was all worthwhile. And I would never gamble what is on what could be. And so I think about what's often been said is the only afterlife available to us. Our legacy, our memory. And when I read Invictus, I wonder if maybe now is the time to really start considering what I have to make of myself to be comfortable in Al's position. I would love, no, I feel that I need to face the maw of darkness with dignity, honor, self-esteem, integrity. But we do live in something of a blessed time. We're in a technological age. On the very device I record my face, I read the words of William Ernest Henley, a man who died in 1902, born in 1849, and wrote Invictus, one of arguably the most moving and powerful poems ever written. And I know his words. He has been dead for 111 years, and his legacy lives in my heart, and his thoughts are in my mind. That's not meaningless. I don't need an immortal soul for my life to have meaning, and William Lane Craig can't use any sort of logic to rob me of the meaning, the eternal meaning, or at least lasting meaning of my life as it affects in small and maybe sometime big ways the legacy of the people who will walk long after I'm gone. And with that, when that thought finally came, I slept a lot better at night. Thank you, Al. I'm going to link your channel below and whatever meager subscribers I have at the moment, and hopefully whatever future subscribers may watch this video. Whether or not you're still here, may they listen and get something of meaning.